Hello and welcome to your March energy forecast. My name is Tilly and this is Lindsay. We are both Reiki masters, coaches, psychics, energy healers, all the magical things. And we are going to dive into the forecast for March. So I'm going to be diving into an animal totem for the month, a plant medicine, and then a message for the dream time from the Shaman's Oracle deck. And then I have one more card that is just wanted to be here from a different deck. And we can link those in the description. Lindsay, what have you got for us today?
Yes, so today I'm going to be talking about the transition that you can look forward to moving through this month. I'm using the Oracle of Portals deck for that. I'm also going to be pulling a chakra for us to focus on, some chakra healing, what might be coming up for us physically in the body. And then finally, just some key words to carry with you through the month with the Woodland Wardens deck. So like Tilly said, we will link all the decks that we use below in case you want to check them out. But I think that this is going to be a very well-rounded March energy forecast, everything you need to know. So I'm excited to dive on in.
Yes. Okay. So your only job here is to close your eyes and kind of tune into your breath, tune into the energy you're feeling of March while we shuffle the cards, and just kind of asking for the greatest and highest good of your path and all paths, that all messages are just in the highest integrity. Just inviting Archangel Michael to be here, hold the fields. Just again, finding your breath and feeling into the energy of March. Almost even the energy of like spring. I have this visual of like leaves dripping like water from like the snow melting, and it's kind of this like slushy vibe. In some places here it's been really nice, but wherever it is where you're at, beautiful. Okay, so I'm just going to begin with this random kind of card. Oh, I love this. And this is from the deck that I have. So the card is Courage, and this may be an overall theme for the month. I love this lion and I love these roses. So yeah, I'm feeling this may just be kind of an overall vibe, but I also really love the lion. So good. Okay, so we've got Courage, we've got the fruit bat and the flying fox, which is like really interesting. I love all this fruit. It feels like very abundant energy, but we've got ginkgo with breakthrough. And we've got fortune's wheel, luck and right timing for the dream time.
Wow.
Okay. So the fruit bat and flying fox, the word is kindness. And I love this like ship in the background. And it also gives me like, it's really interesting because if you look, it's like raining really hard, like all around. And then there's like this really beautiful scene. Yeah. Interesting. What have you got for us, Lindsay?
Great question. So for the transition that we're going to be going through, looking forward to in the month of March, we have the Celestial Realm card. And then we also have Celebration. And then for our chakras, we have some solar plexus chakra energy, which really reminds me of that Courage card with the lion. But this card says, my soul radiates confidence and creative potency to accomplish my sacred purpose. So creativity and confidence here. We also have this kind of rainbow card, which encompasses all of the chakras, but it really talks about balance and using all of your chakras together to have a fully healthy system. So this card is giving me vitality, balance. Also, it reminds me of celebration, kind of like this purpley, kind of like fireworks sort of energy. So it feels like things coming together here, not just externally, but in our body as well. And then finally, we have this another rainbow, very celebratory kind of chakra card. But to me, this feels very heart-centered. When I'm looking at this card, it feels like a heart explosion. It feels I'm getting immediately filled with excitement, adventure, spontaneity, just like this. My heart is overflowing with excitement and this childlike wonder and awe. So it feels like these are some high energy cards, which is really exciting. And I'm looking forward to diving in a little bit more to some specific messages that I'm already hearing coming through. Then for our keywords this month, I'm going to go ahead and shuffle and just let these cards still pop out here. So let's see what wants to come through. Okay, I'm looking for maybe one more, and there it is. Okay, so our keywords for the month are the fox and ivy with adaptability. And finally, the salamander and black pepper with inspiration. Inspiration. Adaptability and inspiration. Wow. So yeah, lots of high energy that I'm feeling over here on my side, which is really beautiful. And yeah, let's go ahead and dive in. Tilly, do you feel called to start and bring through any messages, or would you like me to start?
Yeah, I think the message that I'm just getting right away, especially with like the rain and the rainbows, and then this like with all this fruit under here, it's kind of this message of whatever you're going through right now is creating the rainbow or the fresh fruit. So like if you want to have like a really good harvest, you need the water, you need the storm, basically, is kind of what the message that I'm getting. Just like right out of the gate, with like rain. So it's like, kind of like whatever you're feeling is challenging you right now is actually nourishing a dream or a something that you're really calling in for yourself. So you may have asked for something like a manifestation, or you've asked, or you have a goal set for yourself, or those things. And what the universe is giving you is everything you need, like the rain to, or the, yeah, like the moisture to create a really beautiful harvest. That's kind of the message that I'm getting. And also with this breakthrough card, I feel like there's something coming in March that is you are going to kind of break through whatever it is that may be challenging you. But basically, I keep on here, like I hear that quote, like no rain, no rainbows. Like if there's, even this winter we had like a really dry winter and everyone's like, yay, we didn't get a lot of snow. But then it comes in the spring and we're like, oh, it's kind of dry, it's kind of like too dry, like we didn't get enough moisture this year. So kind of something about the storms in our lives or whatever you're going through, and it may even be emotional because water has a lot to do with emotion, like whatever emotion you're going through or whatever you're working through is actually expanding you into what it is you're calling in. And so trust the rain that's like coming in and trust the storm, which is really interesting message because I don't know. And there's also something about the fruit bat and bats that are flying around at night, and that's actually when they do the best. And so there is like maybe even something here with like a shadow, or it's almost something that seems like it may not be pleasant, but then it ends up like nourishing something that you really love. That's what do you have anything to add on that, Lindsay? That's just what I'm getting immediately with like the celebration and the rainbows and all the things. But it's like, yeah, but you have to have the rain to like have this beautiful harvest. Like if you go to Hawaii, it's constantly like raining like every two minutes, but it's so lush and gorgeous that it's like, oh, that's why it's like this, is because there's a constant downpour every day for like 10 minutes. So yeah, do you have anything to add to that, Lindsay?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like the month of March, and I've been channeling this in my private one-on-one readings for a while now, but there's something about March that is that breakthrough energy. This makes sense in many ways because the equinox, spring, begins in March, is also along with the astrological new year. So even though our calendar has already begun, even though it's been the lunar new year, we actually have the natural new year, things beginning again, beginning that new cycle with spring. So there is something with spring that is giving us that breakthrough energy, the new energy, the moving forward kind of energy. And with that moving forward, that also means we might be moving away from something else. So with the rain coming before the rainbow, what I'm getting is that March is going to be that breakthrough time. When you receive your rainbow, you're going to understand why the rain was worth it in the end. I think there's going to be this energy of reflection and looking back upon maybe even last year, things that you didn't create or manifest, things that didn't happen for you, that you like in the way that you imagine them happening in 2023. I feel like there's something about the energy of 2024 where you get to begin again, begin anew, whether that's getting back on the saddle and being like, I still believe in what I wanted to create. Let's like go at it again with this new knowledge and with this new perspective, or whether it's a whole new dream that you're like, actually, I realize that's really not what I wanted. And I have a whole new vision for something else. March is that time where that inspiration, right? Inspiration is igniting and we feel ready to move forward. So I feel like if in the last phase of life it's felt more like rain for you, even if this year seems like it's gotten off to a really slow start, you know, many of us in January 1st, the new year, we're like, this is my new year, this is my time, I'm going to get after it. But even though we might be feeling that way culturally, naturally, we're in the middle of winter. And as we talked about on this channel, winter is a time of introspection, of rest, of going inwards, right? The trees aren't producing any leaves. The bears are hibernating, right? It's a time of rest in the natural world. So it's kind of counterintuitive to be like, January 1st, let's hit the pavement and go, go, go. It's a little bit more like, ooh, I know that I want to be moving forward, but maybe there's reasons why our energy has felt a little bit pulled back. March is the time where we get that green light from the natural world, from source, from spirit, from ourselves, that it's okay, now feels like a more powerful time to begin, to start anew. So that's really what I'm sensing and seeing. And I love that we started out the reading with the courage card, because I think you have had to have a lot of courage through facing that rain and through waiting and being patient, right? Just like the bat with the fruit, the harvest. If you've ever tried to plant a fruit tree, it takes a long time for that tree to grow to even produce fruit, right? It goes from a seed through all of its stages to this tree, and then all the conditions have to be right for that fruit to be produced. So with that courage, maybe you've had to be very patient as well. Maybe you've had to, like a lion, right? Wait for the perfect time to go after what it is that you really desire. There's a lot of time of laying around, resting, again, just like lions, being very lazy in the sun, being with your friends, being with your family, resting. But when it's time for the hunt, when it's time for you to really go after what you want, you know that you can crush it, that you are the king and queen of your jungle, of your life. And so I feel like that energy is coming now, where I'm seeing this lion going from laying down to standing up and being ready to take action. So overall, I'm really getting the sense that that's the energy that we get to look forward to in March, which is really beautiful.
Mm-hmm. I also love this of like your ship. It reminds me of like your ship is coming in. It's like such a random thing to have on this card, which is why it's like really speaking to me, but like your ship coming in. And then I also love how many different kinds of fruits there are. So it feels like every area of, not every area, but lots of different areas, things are breaking through. So maybe there's a relationship breakthrough, and you have a work breakthrough, and you have a breakthrough with, you know, your kids, or, you know, with a friend or something. Like there's a breakthrough of everything, or like community. You've like been calling community, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I have like 4 people that are new community in my life that I'm really, you know, loving hanging out with. So it feels like lots of fresh fruit in different areas, like all different kinds. So I think that's really fun. Yeah, I love that. Breakthrough. And also, I was just out in my yard yesterday, and the tulips are just barely right there. Tulips are always like such little spring. They make me so happy, because I'm like, oh, spring's coming. And so it does kind of feel like the breakthrough of even nature where we're at right now in the cycle of nature, of we're all kind of like, and so now would be the time maybe that you're feeling like you're saying that New Year's energy where you're like, okay, now I'm gonna start the thing. Now I'm gonna like do the thing. I've been thinking about it, I've been pondering it, I've been percolating, and now I'm gonna like we have all of the energy of the universe like behind us right now with spring, as these little plants are popping up, we're popping up. And yeah, there's also something about just really appreciating the rain when it comes, because just know it's bringing the abundance with it. How fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then as far as dream time, I have fortune's wheel, luck, and right timing. I wouldn't be surprised if you have the same, well, first of all, paying attention to your dreams, and especially the ones that seem to happen over and over, or not even the same dream, but a repeating theme. I know that's not normally what the fortune's wheel is about, but that's like kind of what's coming back, is like the same thing, like kind of looping. But the wheel of fortune can also mean you're beginning something or ending something, and wherever you're at, the wheel can change. So it's like you can be angry or frustrated, or like have like maybe like some weird dreams, and then it can change to like a good dream. But also like, but the thing that I actually got right away from this card is pay attention to the reoccurring themes of the dreams you're having, and maybe write them down when you're experiencing them. Do you have anything to add to that, Lindsay?
Just every time I see Fortune's wheel or the Wheel of Fortune, it gives me, I just hear a time of great change, profound change. And it's reminding me of this adaptability card I have too, because not only do we have inspiration, but with adaptability, it's being ready for change, bracing yourself for change, and understanding that the changes that are coming, just like with Fortune's wheel, give a lot of good luck. They bring a lot of hope and positivity and renewal, but sometimes there is a challenge that helps us have our breakthrough moments. Sometimes there's rain that, like Tilly said, produces the rainbow. So I feel like most of us that are listening to this have probably already been experiencing the rain and now get to move through that breakthrough. But if that's not resonating for you, be adaptable. Trust that in the month of March, it feels like if clouds are rolling in, trust that those clouds aren't going to be there for long. It's a time of great change. Things are going to transform quickly, manifest quickly, shift quickly. So just trust what comes. There's something about March, really, March being month number 3 of the year, and 3 is the number of expansion and growth, but also it's a number of unity. So it's things coming together and growing at the same time. There's this inner energy and outer energy, which is really very, very magical. So when I think of the number 3, I think of growth through unity. So sometimes we grow through challenge, and that can be very true, but sometimes we grow through successes as well. I'm just getting the feeling with March in general that we're going to be growing through our successes and through things coming together more than we're going to be growing through things getting delayed and having a difficult time and challenges really facing us. I don't think that that's the vibe. So if it appears that clouds are rolling in or like some rain is coming, trust that that might be part of your breakthrough, that actually it could be a blessing in disguise. So stay adaptable, stay flexible as well, and know that it's a time of great change this month. I think by the end of the month, we're going to be at a very different point along the wheel than we were when we started. And that's like the Wheel of Fortune. It spins and spins and spins, and we don't know where it's going to land. And that can either be very scary or can be very exciting. So choose your perception. Choose how you want to see that wheel spinning and the time of great change coming. And the more that you trust and really lean into, I trust that this is putting me exactly where I need to be. I might not understand it when it's happening, but I'm trusting that I'm going to land exactly where I need to be. I think that's really going to serve us moving through the month of March. And again, it's exciting. This celebration card is so exciting. We have from the celestial realm, I think we're getting a lot of help this month from our guides, from source, from spirit. Just again, like Wheel of Fortune talks about luck. It's a card a bit about fate. It's change happening that's kind of out of our control. We just get to hold on and, you know, enjoy the ride. And again, trusting that we'll land exactly where we're meant to. But I think the celestial realms, heaven itself, is coming down to earth and is helping us say, hey, you know what? Let me help you change this. Let's help rearrange. Let's listen to your prayers and co-create those prayers to be manifest together. Let's work together. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of angels and ancestors in particular. There's someone watching this reading. I'm feeling ancestors come through very strongly, particularly on the maternal line. I'm feeling this deep grandmother energy through generations and generations and generations. It's reminding me of the goddess Spider Woman, actually. And Spider Woman is a goddess who, just like it sounds, kind of uses the spider as her animal totem, that there's this energy of sitting in the middle of a giant web and seeing how everything connects. It's reminding me of that Wheel of Fortune. It's like we could stand in the middle of the wheel and look around and it's spinning and we're like, where am I landing? Where is this going? It's kind of the same thing with the spider in the middle of its web. It's like, what's being created from this? We can only see so far on the web when we're on it, and it can go and go and go and go and go. And we have no idea how far that web, can stretch. There's something in that energy here of having a lot of help. You might not be able to see where it's coming from. You might not understand it, but help is there. And you can feel when that help from your ancestors, your guides, your higher self is coming in by the subtle shifts in energy. Just like a spider, when something lands in its web, there are very subtle vibrations that come to that spider, and we can feel it. And we're like, ooh, something's here. We might not know what it is. We can't see it. That thing that landed in our web might be too far away for us to really tangibly see and hold, but we are getting these subtle vibrational hints of something's coming. Change is happening. Ooh, something good is happening. Just like, when we can kind of tell, ooh, the tulips are getting ready to bloom. We can't see them yet, but we can trust that they're on their way. There's that energy for us right now, trusting that by the end of March, something is going to be in bloom. Something is going to be in full bloom by the end of March. And I feel like that's something our guides are kind of guaranteeing for us. And I'm excited to see where that kind of guides us into April as well. But these changes are something to celebrate, not something to fear. And you have a lot of help and protection while these shifts and this great change happen. So stay adaptable and stay inspired as well. Change can be one of the most inspiring phases that we go through, right? Because we're becoming something new. We're existing in something we've never, existed in before, and an energy we've never existed in before. And it takes change for us to manifest something different than what we have right now. So if there's something you want to create in your life, trust that change is the bringer of what you're desiring. Again, even if it doesn't make sense up here on the surface, I think subtly you're going to feel these shifts in here, and they're going to make sense energetically for you. So trust that. Trust your intuition this month. That's going to be huge.
Yeah. There's something too, like when you were talking about the frequencies, like bats, I know work a lot with frequencies as well. And so there's also something about feeling in your body, if you have a choice to make, or if you have something of what does the choice feel like in your body and what does the vibration feel like in your body. And normally if something is right for you or something is good for you, it'll feel like, and if it's not good for you, you'll feel yourself contract. And that's how you can really know from your intuition. It feels like a contraction or an expansion. And so just really, if you have choices to make or things coming up, especially if you are creating something and you have these like choices, or you're trying to decide what path to take, just noticing where you feel the energy or the vibration, and kind of letting your energy guide you, like letting the feel of the vibrations guide you, as opposed to like your logical mind. The bat really can help you to like feel in, like, because just feel where you should head based off of like the frequencies and things of it.
Love it. Yeah, I love it.
I love how it's all connected.
Yeah. I think the final thing I feel called to bring through on my end for right now is I want to talk about the solar plexus chakra a little bit, because I think this is going to give us a hint on where we're going to feel these frequencies, where we're going to feel these subtle shifts. So the solar plexus is the chakra that is right in between our sternum and our belly button. So our upper belly, our upper abdomen. And the solar plexus is our energetic center for our feelings of confidence, of self-worth, and also of our identity, and feeling like we really know who we are at our core. It's kind of where our authenticity begins. And it's a place, really, it's our seat of personal power. I'd say our solar plexus is our seat of personal power. Just like the courage card has a lion on it. Lion is the symbol of Leo in the zodiac, and Leo is ruled by the sun. It's reminding me of the solar plexus energy, right? Solar plexus, solar meaning the sun. There's this sunny energy. So the solar plexus is usually golden or seen as yellow in color. And there's this warmth that just radiates from our solar plexus. So you might notice that the transition you're moving through this month might be hitting, whether it's the rain or the rainbow, might be hitting on your feelings of confidence, self-worth, and your identity. Maybe for some of us, there's going to be moments where we're questioning, who am I now? Is this really who I am? Is the environment that I'm in really allowing me to feel fully myself? If not, maybe there's a transition happening here. Same with our confidence or our self-worth. Notice the times, the experiences, the environments, the people around you that are making you feel maybe not very confident or reflecting back these places of insecurity in you. Same with our self-worth, feelings of not feeling worthy, feelings of wanting to hide or cower. Those might show you the places where great change is happening for you in the month of March, where on the other side, you get to celebrate this radiance. You get to celebrate this renewal of your solar plexus. So just something to pay attention to, especially as you're tuning in right now, noticing how that's going to shift throughout the month. Also just notice and be open to experiences coming that allow you to feel that overwhelming sense of confidence, that overwhelming sense of worthiness as well, or that identity piece where you're like, this is exactly where I'm meant to be. I feel the most myself I've ever felt. I feel authentic. I feel on fire. I feel like I am radiating. I'm in this celebration energy where I am just safe to be me. I am free to be me. That energy is going to be transforming in the month of March, I think, for the better. I think there's this deep solar plexus cleansing that's helping us to have energy, that's helping us to feel creative, that's helping us to know that we can create whatever it is we desire through the rest of the year. This is really shifting in March and is setting us up for the rest of the year in general. It's that spring energy, just like, the winter, at least where I am, I live in Indiana, and it is very gray in the winter. And so the spring is when the sun starts to come out more frequently, this life-giving warmth that allows things to bloom. I think that that's what's happening in each of our lives as well. And it's helping the rest of our system, our chakra system, to really come into alignment, for us to feel balanced, for us to feel like we have plenty of energy. I think it's filling our heart up with a lot of joy and play and curiosity. And again, just being open to celebrate ourselves, to feel excited about this new beginning. And when we're feeling clear in our identity in the solar plexus, when we're feeling very clear on who we are, what we want, we're allowing that to transfer into our authenticity, which often lives in the throat chakra. I'm noticing this blue band around this card. And the throat chakra is where we get to express our authenticity. So it's not that we just feel aligned and balanced and excited and healthy on the inside, but we're expressing that energy externally as well, sharing that with other people, which is really beautiful too. So there's something about this rainbow energy that I'm feeling. Our solar plexus is helping us to balance the rest of the way our energy moves through our body. And there's that worthiness, that confidence piece that is allowing us to really radiate with the full power of all that we are, just like a rainbow, right? For the rainbow, we have rainbows in this card as well. So that might be a little sign for you this month, seeing rainbows, hearing about rainbows, seeing the rainbow emoji or a rainbow stamp on an envelope, something like that. But that rainbow energy is us expressing ourselves in the full spectrum of who we are. It's also the rainbow is the full frequency of color. The full frequency is of light as well. And so there's something about that full frequency, kind of dialing up who we are to level 10 and really allowing ourselves to shine. The month of March is going to help us do just that. So it feels like a very positive month. It feels like a month of great change. Lots of inspiration, excitement, alignment. It feels very healing. I think the energy of March, if I had to pick one word, it feels very healing, or maybe balancing would be the word, but it's allowing us, things are coming together to allow us to expand and radiate. And that feels really, really right to me. Do you have anything to add on that, Tilly?
Yeah, I feel like a really beautiful crystal to work with this month would be citrine. Do you agree with that, Lindsay?
Yeah,
I feel like having citrine by your bed or by your altar or meditating with citrine would be really powerful. citrine is really like, it gives me really like abundance energy as well. So yeah, I feel like citrine. And then what was the one thing I was going to say? Oh, I was gonna say, I feel like if you're like, what direction am I going, or what's bursting forth in me, or what's this, kind of reflecting on what the seed, because if you think about winter, like the seed forming, like kind of what you learned this winter, or kind of what you've been cultivating in the winter, of like what's been kind of growing beneath the surface of your life, and then like in the behind the scenes that maybe you haven't shown people. And now's the time to be like, okay, how can I bring this forward and kind of either help people with it, or bring it into my relationship, or bring it into this, and start really practicing the things that we've been learning. And like almost like it's like we've been in the winter in this beautiful little retreat, and now we're like coming out and we're like, okay, like who am I now after this little retreat of winter? What was the seed that was cultivated, or what's bursting forth? And so just kind of a little journal prompt of what did you cultivate this winter that is now ready to burst forth. But that's what I've got for the vibes for March.
Amazing. I love that. I love that so much. Me too. I just want to recap as well on the animals you can work with this month. We had fox come up, we had salamander, and then we also had that fruit bat as well.
It's interesting because this one's also called the flying fox, so that's like double
Ooh,
foxes. But yeah,
interesting.
salamander, lion, and then again this is ginseng. I believe, isn't ginseng like a caffeine type
Yeah.
of thing? Yeah, so it does give me this like so working with ginseng, I believe that it's in some green tea, like it's ginseng anyway. Working with ginseng this month, but yeah, it is kind of like a caffeine energy, so maybe like not too much, but if you think of the energy of caffeine of being like an energy of the month, it's just kind of like, whoo, here we are. It's like starting the morning with like caffeine, like it kind of starts your day, like it kind of gives you a pick me up. So if you want to look into ginseng, research ginseng or ginkgo. This isn't ginseng. Wait, please hold. I still felt called to share that message about caffeine. That's like the energy the month is giving me. I'm just gonna look this up really quick.
No problem. While you're doing that, I wanted to share too that I've cut caffeine, so I am not using caffeine right now, but I've been taking bee pollen every morning, like actual, like little tiny beads of bee pollen. I'll just put it on a little bit of honey, like a quarter teaspoon, and I lick it, and it doesn't really have a taste. It just kind of dissolves in your mouth. But that bee pollen gives me so much energy, but it feels sustained. It doesn't give me the shakes and jitters of caffeine. I don't crash later in the day. Bee pollen is packed with a lot of B vitamins, which is where that energy comes from, and all other sorts of nutrients that you can Google and look up if you are interested. But bee pollen is something that I've been working with a lot recently, and it's fantastic. So if you're also caffeine free and are looking for some kind of alternative to kind of work with the boost, it could be ginseng with green tea or something very low in caffeine. But if you're totally no caffeine for whatever reason, I would highly suggest bee pollen.
Yeah, it's so interesting because the next one on there's ginkgo and then there's ginseng. So I do feel like I was meant to say that as well as also the magician in the tarot deck. But ginkgo is actually right along with everything that we're saying. It says, if ginkgo has appeared in your spread today, you are about to experience a total breakthrough, a revolutionary change in consciousness. Bring the light of dawn to the ongoing cycles of darkness within yourself or those experienced on Earth. Stay dynamic, aka adaptable, and fluid, and don't allow negativity to cloud your judgment. So that was all aligned. I don't know why I felt called to talk about ginseng. It does give me a caffeine thing. Maybe it's because I do drink coffee still, but ginkgo is all about breakthroughs. So I love this because it's almost like it's coming from the storm, and there's like this like new, it kind of gives me a like Ace of Swords energy, where it's like this new idea, this new way of thinking, this new outlook on life. So there's definitely going to be a breakthrough. If you've been experiencing depression or being kind of down or anxiety or anything like that, you're going to be experiencing a breakthrough this month with ginkgo.
Yeah, I'm hearing the word rebirth for many of you as well.
Mm. Yeah. Okay. Well, take that into your life if it resonates. Take what resonates and just leave what doesn't. But we're really excited for March, and it's kind of fun to go back and look at February's reading and see how that resonated with you for February, if you watched that reading or if you didn't watch that reading, and just see how these things kind of play out in your day, in your life, and in your season. So we're really excited. Next week, we'll be doing a little March spring update and kind of how you can work with the energy of spring, how you can change your altar for spring, and maybe even any goddesses or key code mentors that want to come in for spring. So we're really excited for that. And we will see you next week.
Yes,
Bye-bye.
thank you all so much for joining us. Please, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you would like to subscribe to our channel to see more videos like this, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. And thank you so much for joining us. It was so beautiful to bring through this guidance for you. We are sending you lots of love, light, and well wishes, and we will catch you in the next one.